But
Oh, not
we'll see
again.
what they go for. Just saying. They do.
Oh, I
Oh,
hate.
Cloud9, they do go edge.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
C9
God.
Pylide Inch. I really hate these tags, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I hate the
I
tags.
had to take advantage.
So I
But
do
yeah.
the same. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. We just, if the tags were the same, that would be great. Marana gets picked up for Ninjas in Pajamas. Same draft
Action
so
replay.
far.
Action replay.
Action replay. Did you have one of those for your Nintendo 64s or Game Boys?
I did.
You weren't a
long
cheater,
time
were
ago,
you?
yeah.
Oh, you were a cheater?
No, I didn't just cheat, but like there was some things I wanted to unlock and things. So, yeah.
Cheater in the chat, guys. Vac cheater
on,
in the chat. Come on.
I'd play
What
the
are you
game
doing?
properly first, and then I just wanted to mess around, you know.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. We're all covering our tracks. Faceless Void gets picked up by 5 men. We talked about how we thought they were going to go for the Faceless Void earlier in the draft. In that second pick, because we thought it wasn't going to be available, and as it wasn't, they picked up the Lifestealer and they banned that hard lockdown. They got rid of the Faceless Void. They actually banned the Slardar as well. And then what was the third ban?
Slada.
Void and something else.
They banned something before those. I can't remember what it was. Beastmaster.
Yes. Primal Roar. Thank you.
So my question is now, how do they want to approach this second pick? Do they want something that scales well against the Void going into late game? Do they want something that makes Void's like laning stage really horrible, like Veno? Something, do they want a save against the Chrono? Okay, so they're going to go for the hero that makes Void's lane hard. They're going to pick Tide, which is interesting. Okay.
Early Tide pick. Jeez. And have we? I don't think we've seen Tide this qualifier. Did you see it when you were doing UCIS before this?
I've seen one Tide game recently. I can't remember where it came from though. That was quite a few days ago now. I mean, Tide gives some really good team fight. Obviously, it can still die in Chrono, which is a bit of a worry. And yeah, like it's okay with Miranda though. Like obviously you can take Gush at level 1 and you have a lot of damage onto the Ench potentially as well with an arrow follow up because of the high Gush slow. Yeah, and it's just a good laner against the Void with the Anchor Smash. So, the Tide pick surprises me, but if it's something that Nip like, then sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean the Tide could be good. Level 2, I think that looks decent. Arrow, Gush, Anchor Smash with Starstorm, or even a Leap.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't mind that at all. But like, I mean, both these openings are so weird though because you don't know where they're going with their draft, right? Like, there's no clear, and they probably want damage output into the Chrono for 5 men. But this Tide pick's just throwing an anchor into the works. But
ooh,
see what I did there?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
And do they potentially want to go back for the mag again on 5 men, even though it didn't win last game because they've got the Void this time that works well with Empower 2?
They need to really play more aggressive. They can't. I don't know if you want to go to that mag, and after the way they played.
Yeah, maybe not, but at the same time, Mag's still a good hero. I'm still really surprised they didn't put the mag mid and put the Doom as the 3. I think the mag just pushes the wave out against the Visage and then just jungles and farms really quickly. But yeah.
Drow ban, Naga ban, and that Bat Rider ban.
Still in the pool.
Yeah, those wave pushers.
Yeah, I still don't have any wave clear. I really hope they don't go for this Lina again. I'd like to see Misery play something different.
Yeah, Misery is favored that Lina all day today.
Well, I mean, he loves playing this Phoenix, but it's obviously getting banned all the time. So, something else is going to have to come through. Odds on a Visage ban here?
Minimal. I would think
they might.
Does it fit the lineup though?
It works well with Tide. You get the minus armor with the Gush. It's a bit single target again, but they have Ravage to work with as well, so it's fine. These last 2 drafts have been so much different to all the others, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just this Mirana just as an instant pick to the Ench. Obviously, I've seen in other games before, but not in this tournament before this.
And the Mirana Tide is an interesting one. Yeah, throws an anchor into everything. They go with the Bane ban, and I mean, I get it. I saw where that was able to really disrupt their fights in the first game.
I could see them picking Misha Venge or something here, or some kind of like save for the Chrono, maybe Oracle.
Now they go to the Doom.
Okay.
And then immediately into the Rubik. Okay.
It's
So
a
Rubik,
really good Rubik game.
Enchantress. Yeah, Rubik has a lot to steal here. The question is, can Rubik steal it? Like we saw in the Rubik against the Doom in the previous series, you get the Doom and almost immediately was dead.
Yeah, they're going to have to make sure they pick some kind of like beefcake at the front, right? Yeah, no. Okay. Cool. Could be Tide mid. We have to remember that as well. That's something that I know like Topson started to play a little bit. But they could have just put the Doom mid as well. But now they have the double Doom. Obviously, Inkstar's really good with both these melee cores that they have. They have much better wave clear now with the double Gush. Sure, why not?
Hey, that's significant.
It's like a free Axe upgrade. It's AoE Gush.
Yeah, exactly. If only it had to fill in the middle. The Gush just had to come together. That's how water works.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I think this is okay. They lack a big hitter on ninjas. They lack like a big damage dealer.
Maybe not against the Void. I was thinking Phantom Assassin, but that just doesn't work, right?
I'll also say that this Soulbound's really good against Void because it stops them from time walking away. So if the Void's ever standing next to somebody and they get Soulbound up, then fights should be really good for ninjas.
Would it be worth going to Phantom Assassin? I'll ask. I'll do it. I know it's into a Void.
I think it gets banned. So.
Okay.
Oh, it's a really good Quas Wex Invoker game. But then also it scales well into the late game because you get Ags with the Cataclysm as well. Mm-hmm. Have we seen them play Invoker today? I don't think we have.
We've seen an Invoker today, but that was the last series. That was Supreme, I believe, on it.
Yeah, so I haven't seen them. Yeah, they banned it last time as well. Against Nip. Or Nip got it banned against them earlier. I can't remember which series it was, but I think it might have been Fly to Moon that banned it against them. Because they do have that in their arsenal. Oh, you knew. You knew it was
Finish
coming.
each other's...
I like the Underlord ban. Sandwiches.
Sentences. Okay. Ban the Underlord. Ban that wave clear, as they need an offlaner here for 5 men.
They need somebody that just commits. They also need a setup stun for a Sunstrike potentially as well, I think.
They've got the Chronosphere. Chronosphere, Cataclysm.
I still think Centaur would be okay here because it gives them the disengage from the Doom as well. What else could they main? Legion. Is Mars still in the game? Could have potential, but I don't know how much I like it. Sand King again, still in? Yeah, they do go Mars.
You know what? I don't hate it.
Do they just pick Visage again? Is that the real power play?
Does that work?
I don't know if it does. I think they needed some more raw right click damage. But I mean technically that's what Visage is, right?
And then what? Do mid Doom? Go Visage safely?
They need an ace here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they do. They just go for it. they're alphas. They're real alphas. Huh?
Wow. And it's going to be safe lane Doom, off lane Tide, mid Visage. And we're back on the Mirana. Grimstroke by Misha. Wow. Okay, Mo. Don't need me putting any input into this, I guess. You knew it from the beginning.
So they are going to have the Tide, though, with the Visage. So they have that high minus armor. Doom can build an AC as well. I mean, Visage might be the one that builds it again, though. They have also Grimstroke Visage. Do you remember this?
Oh my god, this is the lane we saw in the Chinese season with Faith Beyond. And it was Soul Assumption with the Soulbind. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and you also have the Ink Swell on the birds as well, which is really scary.
Oh my god. This is what we were seeing Faith Beyond and Innocence play together. And it was probably the grossest thing I had seen in a while.
I will say, though, that they don't... They need farm on 5-man to make their cores work. Like, Void and Invoker are both a little bit slow. And I think Nip might just hit this timing again at 20 minutes, where they have these two really big ults in Doom and Ravage, and this Visage is just all the sustained damage throughout the fight. But it's also... Their lineup falls off a cliff in terms of, like, how strong they are at, like, maybe 30 minutes or something. If, like, the Void and Invoker get items this game, they're really strong.
Prepare for battle.
Will Nip give them the time to get to that point in the game? It almost feels like they're next leveling themselves in the draft again, though, on Nip, like we saw against Fly to Moon. Remember how they just, like, they tried to pick these wacky things and then it just didn't really come together properly? I worry that this might be the same, but also at the same time I look at it and I'm like, this makes a little bit more sense than before.
We'll see if the Visage can kind of get off the ground this time. I feel like the lane was a little bit hard back into the jungle, and all of a sudden, things were great. Life was great, you know? Hit that AC at a great time.
30 seconds to battle.
You should have known.
How does he do this time, though, up against the Invoker? Like, is this an even harder lane for him?
I think it's harder just because Invoker has like a lot of base damage to work with as well. And Invoker scales really well, so if you just trade farm, like Invoker can get Sunstrike kills as well on the map, especially with something like a Mars and the lift coming through to set up for Sunstrikes. Invoker's one of those heroes where if you trade farm evenly against him, he's really happy. Whereas I feel like Doom should always want to be playing from like further ahead, right?
Okay,
but then Visage also just enjoys trading farm, so...
Goes Exhort first.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be Exhort Invoker. It's a good Quest to X game because the EMP is really good against Doom and Tide, and it also purges off Ink Swell. But I think they need the damage output in like these mid-game engagements, because until Void gets items, he's not going to be doing damage, really. Team's done a really good block mid here on the Visage.
And there's 3 heroes over bottom, I believe, looking to get an early kill if they can. Stroke of Fate, arrow comes through, Gush, Stroke of Fate, and the damage.
I mean, you should just
easy first blood.
Time to feed.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll take the first blood.
Sunstrike for the range creep. I guess that works, yeah, sure.
He's actually going Wraithband on Doom because he wants the armor up against this Martyrs in lane instead of Bracer.
Pilot, I just taking so much damage again, and he doesn't have that early harassment from the impetus. He's, you know, forced into taking the Nature's Attendance.
Yeah, he did this last game though as well. He didn't scale Enchant until at least level 3.
Oh, arrow hits, and they got the Gush. They'll do a lot of damage here on a Pilot Die. He just gets away with the salve. It's close once again.
Actually didn't take time walk on the Void either. He took Bash, so... Really nice lanes again though so far for both teams, but I mean this Invoker's starting to pull head mid already. Like he's doubling up the CS of
Telekinesis into the spear up top. Misha in some trouble. Stroke of Fate, Sunstrike, and it's on the money. Chessie gets the kill.
Oh, that's insanely good for the Invoker because now he pulls ahead in terms of XP in the mid lane as well. Oh wow, and he's going to get double null as well. Wow.
Now these Impetus shots are coming out, but not a lot of mana here for Pilot Die. He's got, of course, 2 clarities to work with.
They don't really have any mana to work with down here on the Tide anymore, so they can't really get this combo off that they've been using.
Yeah, 2 clarities on Mirana, that's about it. But he's going soaring on the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, I don't mind that though. That's okay. I mean, it gives them a nice little bit of armor as well, which is nice this game. But I mean, I miss old soaring where it used to give you HP regen, and just every game it was being bought on every offlaner. It was ridiculous. Such a stupid item. Is we gonna try and connect the pool top?
Nope.
Yes.
Gets it done. I'm interested to see how he plays on this this Rubik, considering he's been on Lena all games.
I like
with
how
this
much.
one.
Yeah, I also like how much emphasis Misery's been putting on buying sentry wards to make sure this big camp gets unblocked as well. Because you know, so many games we see this big camp blocked and then the offlane can't utilize this pool properly, which really sucks. But Misery knows that they're probably going to want to be blocking it. Pretty even laning stage though.
Misery turns around for a second. Just a little right-click war between him and Misha. Misha's still only level 2. Misery sitting there just a bit higher at that level 3. Took a look over towards mid for a second. Supreme and Jesse, 23-9 to the 13-3 of Supreme. I mean, Supreme is starting to get beat up.
He's not having a massive amount of fun, but this is what we expected last game. It just did, I mean, Visage got more in the lane last time than I expected. He's going to deny the haste rune here as well,
Dire's
which is
middle
nice.
tower is under attack.
And then Chessie just wants to go in and make him pay for that.
Yeah, force the Visage to buy more regen. That's the play.
Ace without time walk for 18 seconds. Look at this damage. They've got the arrow hitting bottom and the kill on an Ace.
Wow, he actually hasn't taken any points in Cracker Shell. They've just gone full on, you know, make sure we can try and kill people build.
Wow.
This is crazy. 2 points in arrow as well. Did they see the Ench pulling or something? Was that why they went? Or they just... No, they just went for it anyway. Charlie, top lane as well. They don't have any trees to spear him to. Oh,
still
okay,
landed.
there's one there.
Stroke of Fate comes in, lands on both.
What a...
He's got the War Stomp.
Was there a tree there?
Not on my screen.
Yeah, not on my screen either.
Bounty.
Interesting.
I don't know if it was on the ops screen. I'm looking at both, so I'm trying to like
Sprites are with us.
Yeah.
get what I can. Pilot Eye down bottom. He's getting chased. Nature's Attendants.
Sunstrike top as well.
Saberlight won't be able to do anything, but now they've got the Sunstrike coming in to kill off Misha in the top lane. Jibe and Misery doing what they can. Charlie, not sure if he wants to move up.
All the Venom's really starting to hurt Charlie, huh? Spear into the tree.
And Stroke of Fate, charging it up. Fade Bolt comes in. There's no way to help him. So these lanes right now at least going better for, well, going well for 5 men. I don't know if I could even say better. They had a good laning phase in the first game.
Well, they did, but at the same time, I think they have the potential to make plays on the map at the same time, right, this game. Like, they have Chrono, they have Arena and things.
Arrow
This
hits onto
Ench
the
might be in trouble.
Enchantress, and they'll get the kill on a pile and
Make a
die.
fine crater.
Something I noticed, though, now that you've got the level 6 on the Visage, he moves into the jungle. We'll see how much Supreme can get and how quickly he's into those first couple of items. He's going into the Midas, something we talked about in the first game and were wrong about in the first game, how it felt like the timings weren't going to be available if you were to go for this Midas, but it worked out in the end.
But it's the same thing again. This is the build that I usually see from Invokers where they go boot stubble, no drums, and then sometimes they go Midas and sometimes they don't. So it'll be interesting to see what Jesse builds on this Invoker. Like whether they feel like they can be a little bit more greedy or whether they have to try and make plays on the map. This Ench is in trouble bot again, I think.
Yeah, they brought the Enchantress bottom and is just getting beat up. Meanwhile, top, they'll go for Charlie again. They'll get this kill. Misery gets credit for that one.
And it's just so easy to find these kills, though. They just lift into Spear, Fade Bolt, Bells of Beauty. They have so much damage up in this top lane.
Sunstrike's coming in all the time.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's just... This is why they needed, like, this beefy hero that just goes in, sets up for Sunstrike kills. was really good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Boca has 20 denies in the mid lane as well. Only about a quarter of a level ahead of the Visage, actually. Well, Arrow mid actually
comes in
hits.
onto the Invoker. This could be massive. If they get this kill, it brings Supreme way back into this game, and that's exactly what it does. I mean, they get the kill. All of a sudden, you take out the top of the net worth hero.
And Era's played so well on this Mirana in game 1, and now at the start of game 2 as well. I mean, these Tranquils aren't really what we normally see from these Miranas. They tend to go for like the Arcanes towards the Greaves. But these Tranquils just allows him to stay on the map like all the time. And all he has to do is just bring mana regen out every now and then. His HP is just constantly going up. There's a DD that spawns bot as well. Oh, he's actually level 5. He's really struggling.
Chronosphere bottom. They'll go for Saberlight. Bashed up, killed off. Chessie comes in to help out Ace. And Ace gets the kill on a Saberlight, so a little bit of revenge there. Chronosphere now on cooldown. But I think that's okay. Knowing that Chronosphere is on cooldown, I feel like gives comfort to Supreme inside the jungle.
It is, but it's also nice for the Void at the same time. Like, as soon as you get Chrono up, you get a kill. And then you can just carry on farming. Like, it's not just sitting there, you know, thinking, oh, can I use this Chrono to go and do something somewhere? You instantly get it. And now Hyde's going to TP top the lane up against this Mars because, yeah, Doom could not.
That feels like, what, now they're keeping the bottom lane empty? I guess Era's down here up against Ace.
Bounty.
Chessie just stacking some camps, throwing a meteor down on them. Keen Optic picked up for the Tide Hunter. He's level 7, going into a Vlad's first. And then you've got this Midas now for the Visage. Are we seeing the same build as last time? And he's going to pull these Ancients and see what he can get.
Oh, he has an Iron Talon as well. Well, this Ancient farming is going to be really quick. Oh, his birds are dying. Ooh, that's the resummon. I'll save it.
Again, dying top. They got the arena. They'll steal the arrow. Enchant. I mean, that sets up the arrow, but a leap away. This one flies into the jungle. Not enough mana for it at the moment. It's not going to matter. Impetus Shot finishes off Era.
They're still going to look to try and push this top tier 1 in here. I mean, Charlie is having a really rough time on this Doom. That was the one that really stood out to me before. He's had like a couple of minutes now just free farm. And Visage is still farming as well, so it's not like the end of the world here for Nip. But yeah, I feel like 5-man getting a decent lead at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Especially like we were saying, you know, it hits this point in the game where they're going to be really strong with this Cataclysm combo on the Chrono. So, you know, who can get their big spells off first? Is it going to be Chrono? Is it going to be Ravage? Which we haven't seen yet, remember. Like, we haven't seen a Doom or a Ravage this game. So, when did Nip feel like they can make a play on the map here with one of these spells?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
So, focusing on mid. Trying to get this tier 1 tower.
Are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What do you do here if you're Ninjas in Pajamas? Like, Chrono's up. You need to be careful about how you fight this. Up, you know, up in this mid lane.
Yeah, you do, but at the same time, I don't know. They have like good poke damage, right? Like they have Scorched Earth, they have the Gush as well on the Tide if they really need it. They've got the Stroke of Fate as well. And it looks like they are making a rotation towards the spot lane here. They really want to take this tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If they can kill somebody, then here just.
Oh, but Misery's here with Jibe. They've got the spear out on the Supreme. Sunstrike not even needed. They'll get one familiar as well. They'll look for a second.
How much like better does it look for 5-man now? They're actually trying to make plays on the map. Like they're actually doing things, right?
They're not allowing this
They're
Visage
slowing
to just farm.
down. Yeah, they're slowing down the Visage this time. Which is why when I said about the Visage pick, sometimes it can be really good, but also at the same time they're prepared for it this time. Like they know what it did last game, so they know how to try and like play against it the next.
Telekinesis, Charlie, Moonlight Shadow. He's got Doom. They'll steal the Scorched Earth. They still have not worked with this Ravage yet.
They haven't Doomed either. They're just chilling.
Seems a little bit tense and passive from Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, it feels like they're just waiting for some timing that I don't really know what's going to be coming. Like this Rubik and the Mars are just making plays happen on the map non-stop, and he's going to have Blink on the Mars soon as well. And it gets much easier then to find these openings and kills. Like I don't know, it feels like Misha's just wandered around and not really achieved anything because like, he doesn't really know. Nobody's trying to make plays, right? Of course.
Sunstrike Spear. Misha, one shot. Will go down. Another Sunstrike involved kill.
And he is going Midas on the Invoker as well. After the double null drums.
I think that's okay now for Supreme, but he's going into a BKB. This is in the same build. You know, this isn't the AC and the Ags. This is now a BKB, and we'll see what he can get from it. Chronosphere used on the Doom. Sunstrike again. See you later. Charlie's gone in once more.
Like, Charlie's just 0-3-0, and he doesn't even have good CS on this Doom. He's got 63 in, like, 13 minutes, right? Like, normally we see, like, you know, closer towards 80 at this point. At least. Because they just push out the wave and then go to jungle and farm with Scorched Earth. They have Devour available as well.
First item, Blink Dagger for Jibe.
Tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And that first item, Blink, is going to be massive. You'll have that Blink into the arena. Makes these fights very difficult. I mean, using Arena and Chrono, you know, after each other, should be good.
I just use your spells, right? On 5 men. Like, you don't find something. The problem they'll have then is that if those spells are down, do Nip just feel like... Nip just you go and use your spells and run at them. But then if they do, then maybe 5 men just feel like they can run at them, right? But they know Chrono's down now, so they want to just group up and try and, like, make plays.
Gets killed very quickly.
And they take the mid tier 1. It's level 2 birds now.
Radiant structures are
They should have the damage. The question is, do they have the confidence? I don't think they know that this Blink exists on the Mars.
Not in my nature, but
I feel like they should be confident because there's no Chrono now. Also, new Fade Bolt is nowhere near as good against Visage Birds as it used to be because it's a % damage reduction now rather than a flat amount.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They group up. They try to take the tier 1 tower. Jimmy looking for an opening. There's the Blink as well as the Arena. They've got the Spear as well as the Sunstrike and the Meteor coming down from onto Saberlight. Soulbind hits 2. The Doom is out onto both. The Arrow hits onto the Mars. Do they have the damage to kill 1? Yes, they do. And a second. Down goes Misery. Down goes Jibe. Misha and Charlie are gone. Ace, though. 43 seconds until he's got the Chronosphere. Supreme and Era, they're only 2 alive on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. They'll back away.
I mean, the Tide just dies before he gets Ravage off, right? It's just... Yeah, they get the tower. They get 2 kills, but they use their Doom in to get it. And Void is still not died, like, in ages and ages. The only time he's died was, like, early on in that laning stage, right? Now he's working towards the MKB, so he's actually going to have a damage item to do sustained right click throughout the fights.
Ooh.
go.
Era turned?
With
What?
Aw, I was fond of them.
But they
Bounty.
don't have vision there.
How did he see him?
My sprites are with us.
I actually have no idea.
How I die. Inkswell on the birds. Get the kill. They'll take out the Enchantress. They end up trading. Blink Dagger now picked up for the Doom.
Do you see? Like, how did he see the Mirana on the hill to right click?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm so confused.
Aren't we all?
Unless they had like a ward that just died or something.
Saberlight needs a way to get these Ravages off. He can't seem to find anything really throughout these fights, and I don't even know. Like, is Blink Dagger the answer? It doesn't seem like
it is, but he also needs more points in Kraken Shell. I mean, that's the deal breaker, right? Like, he gets the 3rd point now, but because he got 2 points in this gush earlier, the Kraken Shell's just a little bit low leveled early on.
They've got Doom in 33 seconds. Of course, they've got Soulbind. Certainly a time to fight for Ninjas in Pajamas when all that's up, especially once they get this BKB on Visage.
He wants Devour on Misery. Watch. No? Okay.
He's already got it.
Yeah, but it's about to run out. Oh, no, it's not. Okay,
Dire
okay.
The
I was looking at
Devour
the wrong... I was
Timer.
looking at the wrong thing.
Nature attend us.
See the Enchantress. Enchantress is okay with being spotted and not dying. Essence Ring, Clumsy Net, all coming through.
Essence Ring's really nice for the Tide. Makes him like relatively tanky now as well. Not that he's not already, but I mean, it feels like he hasn't been the last few fights.
Yeah.
But then you have to remember, like, they pick the Tide into the void. So it's not like Kraken Shell can purge off Chrono. That's not how it works. Like, they can still kill him before he gets Ravage off.
You just see a piece of the Chrono disappear. He's able to walk out of it because it's purged.
And Visage now has BKB as well, so...
Is that enough with this? It just doesn't... To me, I mean, I guess now you're surviving longer, but do you have the damage output? Soul Assumption with the Soulbind, obviously that'll give you a little bump up. And Roche is being taken, and they're none the wiser.
I mean, getting their spells off is the most important thing.
They are not going to be quick enough coming over for this. And this is ends up being a free Roche.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
And Ace still just not been touched in like 15 minutes. Just doing whatever he wants. Almost has the MKB, only 1,000 gold away.
AC next for Supreme. And I'd assume the Axe follows. It's a 3k lead for 5 men. Certainly not out of potential here for Ninjas in Pajamas, but looking very good for 5 men.
Yeah, they just got to keep scaling. Invoker has Midas as well. I think he's just finished Ags, actually, on the Invoker. So this is going to be a massive timing with the Cataclysm that we were talking about earlier. They have the maxed out Exort now, so... going to be a big amount of damage. And Ace almost has the MKB. I thought he was going to go BKB first, but then I looked at their lineup and I was like, well... I think he just has to... As long as they kill the Tide, there's nothing that stops him right-clicking people. BKB doesn't help massively.
Mars nearby, hiding in the trees. Saberlight up here. A couple of smokes get broken. Ace. And the Chrono, Cataclysm, Tide Hunter blown up. So is Misha. They're both dead immediately. They've got the arena down. The BKB's been popped by Supreme. They go after Era for a second. Can they get anything out of this? Supreme trying to put all the damage in onto the Mars, but that's probably your worst target. Tornado flies through. Ace going to continue to chase Supreme. And here they go. Right click's coming in. Familiar is resummoned. Gets the stun out on Ace. Supreme. Oh, deafening blast. He ends up dead. They go after the Void. They've got the Soulbind, but it's just the Aegis. Spear hits on it. Charlie right click's coming in from Pilot Die. Finally, a Ravage follows it up. It's actually hitting Ace as he comes back to life. They get the kill on a Misery. They've taken out Zibe. So 2 dead on 5 men, but this has cost you quite a bit.
They use Ravage, they use Doom. The Invoker and the Void are still both fine because they have the Aegis on the Void.
Buyback on Tide and Grim.
Yeah, they're more than fine with that. And now they can just go again on 5 men. Like, what are they worried of now that there's no Doom and no Ravage? Visage, when he comes back alive again, doesn't have birds either for like another 80 seconds.
Arrow flying in. Silence onto the Invoker. Inkswell, the damage is
he
there.
actually...
Chessie.
Oh, okay. I thought the birds died in the fight as well because I couldn't find them, but they are still alive.
How I die is going to be a +1.
Easy peasy. I don't know what he's doing up there by himself, though. Like, well, I mean, with the edge, but still kind of by yourself. I don't know, this Void is really strong now, though, with the MKB. When he gets BKB, I really struggle to see how he's going to die. Like, they need the raw damage from the AC on the Visage now to be able to take fights, I think. Because that's what we were saying with their lineup before. Yes, they could last pick their Visage, but because they needed some, like big hitter. But I wouldn't really class the Visage as a big hitter at the moment. Like, they lack raw right-click damage, right? But when that AC comes online, it helped massively. And especially with the level 3 birds as well.
Grace unseen.
Wink Dagger picked up for the Rubik. Ravage back up in 31. Chronosphere back up. And Doom in 15. Supreme, he's close on this AC. Should have it soon. Tide going for an Aeon disc. He's literally just looking to survive. Yeah, that is unfortunate when you're tied and that's what you're going for.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
No, it feels like he has something to give.
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time you saw Tide build an Aeon disc, right? Oh, mid lane.
Gonna go here and get the kill onto Misha. Inkswell though hits. They're follow this up with the Ravage. Charlie's also dead though. They go after Chessie. They've got the dust. They have the damage with the Soul Assumption.
Charlie dies though as well down bot.
And he dies
They used the arena.
Yeah,
and he didn't get his BKB off, so...
Ooh.
Well, I don't know whether he had the BKB on him at the time. I think it might have been in base, so... At least he's finished it off now. That's something, at least. If Visage has AC...
Might be enough, but Chronosphere onto the Tide Hunter. He's a little bit more tanky this time around, but... tanky and just standing there because you're stuck in the chrono doesn't mean anything. You end up dead. Time dilation used. Soul Assumption thrown back at Supreme. Not really doing that much damage though. Look for the Yules and the arrow. That misses. Impetus shots. Telekinesis on a Supreme. BKB's been popped. He avoids the spear. Now though, Doom out on the Void. Little chase. BKB Infernal Blade and the kill out on Ace. That's a big one to get. He doesn't have buyback. Visage going in hard, and we'll find another kill onto the Rubik. They missed the Sunstrike on Era just by inches. Tornado flies through, but doesn't land on anybody. That is a big fight for Ninjas in Pajamas.
And the question for me now is how much can they get done while the Void is dead? Like, is there any structural damage they can take? Is there any objectives? Like, there's a tier on top they could go for, but I mean, it doesn't really mean a huge amount. They get the runes. Good, I guess. Paladin's going to go and get the bot runes at the same time, so... Look at the Visage's net worth, actually.
Skyrocketed.
Like, this AC actually increases his damage so much, like with that level 18 that we talked about. Like, all of a sudden, the birds feel like an actual threat. Like, you click your fingers and he hits this level 20 and that's it. With the axe as well.
The Soul Assumption damage per charge and the targets with potentially Soulbind connecting it. Like, could be kind of gross.
I think if somebody's soulbound up and they get hit by a Soul Assumption, because he gets the talent at 15 as well, I assume somebody has the potential to get hit by 2 Soul Assumptions at once. Because I think the side one doesn't get the talent. I think the second one doesn't. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. So I think it's 3 Soul Assumptions instead of 4 when they're soulbound up.
And we've seen it. We talked about it. Faith Beyond and Innocence. They used to play that a couple months ago back on Eon. And he's got to be going. He's got to be going axe, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Get that third bird. Well, fourth bird if you include yourself.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top
is almost
tower
5
is under
birds.
attack. Dire's bottom
I'd be
tower
interested to
is
see
under
which talent he
attack.
gets at 25 as well, because I'm pretty sure even if you get Axe, you get the 5 plus 5 Gravekeeper's Cloak stacks. But I'm not really a Visage player, so I'm not sure.
Dire's
I know
bottom
Gods really
tower
enjoys this
has
hero.
fallen.
Yeah, he does. They are going to
used
smoke
to
up
have
here
him
though
on Visage Alert.
Oh, really?
Like anytime I cast it, I'd just be like, "Hey, Gods, Visage in my game." I'd tweet it.
I wonder if he wants some like raw HP though on the Visage maybe instead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He hasn't queued anything. He's certainly thinking about it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, Axe does give you stats and things though as well, so. They tried to find Era there. I don't know if he broke the smoke or not, but
They did a lot of damage to the bottom tier 3 of Ninjas of Pajamas.
yeah, they did. Are they going to smoke up here on Nip though, potentially? Marana's TPing back as well.
Under attack.
And the Tide.
Telescope picked up for the Void.
Did they spot tier 3?
That's about
It's almost dead now. It just took another load of like Alacrity Forge Spirit damage.
Midas off cooldown. And he's going Hex.
Hex, right? I like that as well.
So he might go into the extra familiar, right? At 25.
Potentially, but I think he might also still go Axe at some point. So, I think the Gravekeeper's cloak stacks talent.
Doom
really
on
Doom on the
Ace.
Void.
Arrow follows it up. Oh boy, what a kill there. That is massive, and it's going to open up this fight. Whoa, Era just leaps out of the
Dire's
arena.
middle tower is under attack.
If he could have
Doom
done
by
that
Charlie.
in Gladiator, he would have.
Oh, now Roche is up as well. And they can just move in.
They have to defend bottom with Chessie pushing it in. And this is going to go down regardless.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Sunstrike
this-
out. What are they doing here, you know?
This is worth it though for Nip massively. Like I think you're happy to let your tier 3 go bot if you get this Aegis for yourself. Not just because it's really strong for you, but also you don't want to allow the Void to get it. Because you want to have the potential to be able to doom him up every single fight, right? And
Yeah.
although it's really good to like not allow him to get Chrono off, the fact he dies is massive.
They're coming over
die.
for Misha. But a good soul bind, and now you're going to have the soul assumption on multiple heroes.
lane,
But he's
though.
stunned up for a moment. BKB's been popped, and look at that damage! Oh my! Then back up towards top. They'll chase after Pilot Ike. I need to look at that for a second.
Actually fine. Can't believe Pi survived there. Doom tried to hit him with the Infernal Blade, and just the attack animation was so long, it just couldn't get it off. And this is only level 2 untouchable. He has 112 attack speed on Doom, and Untouchable slows it by 180.
So you're just
So
not
if my-
swinging, of course.
Yeah, so if my maths is right, if he tries to attack the Ench will attack him.
So do you know when in Pokemon your Pokemon gets confused and hurts itself in its confusion?
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
what it would be. I
Nice.
Infernal Bladed myself! How'd this happen? I can't believe
He's actually
it.
going for Merishem on Murata. That's interesting.
I need action replay.
Tide is mighty.
It's a callback to the draft. If you guys weren't here, you wouldn't get it. There's the Hex. It's gonna be massive with the Hex. They're actually going onto the Tide bottom. They'll try to get Saberlight. Ravage gets popped, and now they're gonna try and follow this up. Blink War Stomp misses, goes into the Ghost Lock. He's gone.
He had dust on the Doom, but he put it in his backpack so he could hold the cheese. Orb of Destruction. Oh my god.
You know, I did enjoy this Nethershaw, but it's time for a new look.
Friendship with Nethershaw ended. Friendship with Orb of Destruction.
This is I saw on your wall,
Dire's top
your
tower
Facebook
is
wall,
under
that you
attack.
ended your friendship with Nethershaw? I don't know about that. Supreme bottom here. Blink. Telekinesis, Spear, and
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm. Not doing a ton of damage. And now they've got the stun from the familiars.
Oh, the Hex though as well.
Got Hex onto this Void. He's gonna move forward. He's got Chronosphere, but there's the double Doom. It's a problem.
Oh my
Ninja Pajamas
God.
come in, and now they're gonna look to close this fight out. All they can do is run. The big band ninjas in pajamas have jumped their way through the trees. They've come out of the Leaf Village, and they are ready to take on the side of 5 men. They will get Jibbe. They will take out Ace. 2 heroes gone, and they
catch
bit off
Misery as
more
well?
they can chew on the side of 5 men as they'll lose a third in Misery.
Radiant's bottom
Oh
tower
my god.
is
I
under
thought they were
attack.
just going to commit Chrono to kill the Visage, but they really didn't want to. And all of a sudden, he gets like his Hex off onto the Void after the bird stuns, manages to just get around the outside, and yeah, amazing Soulbind Doom combo from Misha and Charlie there. Onto the 2 cores. Mars has to try and
Radiant's
moonwalk
bottom
away
tower
somehow.
has fallen.
No, that's not
Can they? I mean, we remember seeing how much damage these Visage birds did. Can they just take the racks here?
Yeah.
Takes like 20 seconds, surely.
Well, he did have 3 birds. Let's be real.
True. Yeah.
And he's about to be 25.
Tower is under attack.
Ooh, Saber.
They have a catapult though as well.
That still goes pretty quick.
Misery just bought back.
And yeah, his buyback symbol's not even gone.
Radiant's
Now he's dead
bottom
again
tower
and is
is
picked
under
up by
attack.
Saberlight.
Oh god.
Dire's
Void's
turret
up in 3. They have to be a little bit careful here.
Dire's
the Deafening
middle
Blast
tower
should.
is under attack.
Oh, it doesn't work on the birds. Okay. Fair enough.
Shows it though.
Radiant's
He has
bottom
cheese
barracks
on the
are under
Doom
attack.
still. He's just.
Radiant's bottom
I think he passed it over to. Yeah, he passed it over to the Tide because he still has Ravage.
Enchant, Spear, back, Supreme, in trouble, Ravage! Now the BKB and the Chrono, it's only on the Grimstroke! They get the kill on Amisha, the tick of the ages. Now they look over at this Tide Hunter, but he's
This is
already used
coming
the Ravage.
back.
They'll buy back on the Grimstroke, they're gonna buy back on the Mars. Visage back into the fight. Who's the Soul Assumption? Goes after Chessie. They've got themselves the arena to try and get back, but the Infernal Blade hits as well as the Hex. They've got themselves the Soul Assumption. The pop the link is looking at the Kona Chessie. Now they look at the back line. They don't have Chronosphere to work with. Soul Assumption back to full once again. Jibe with his BKB about to run out. He'll be in trouble after this one. Pile Dice hitting about 3rd health. He needs to back off. Soul Assumption comes in. They get the Kona Jibe. And now they've disarmed a couple of these heroes, but it's not going to work out for them as Ace is dead. He's gone for 70 seconds without buyback.
Radiant's
If any of us had doubt
has fallen.
about Visage before this series in chat, guys,
S
I
tier
think
hero.
B-tier talent as well because they're going to try and push for the win here because they know Void's dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Tornado
attack.
comes in.
Oh my
Soul Assumption
goodness.
thrown. Now the Telekinesis is down on a Supreme. Stolen Soul Assumption comes his way. He's getting a little bit low and needs to very
Stolen
much
Soul Assumption?
retreat.
Attack.
On the run. Fade Bolt not gonna do it. Now they go after this Rubik. They get the kill on a Misery. They look over at Paradise. Saberlight with 200 health is standing in the front of this. Okay. Never mind.
They only got the bot racks though, which considering how hard they won that fight, and yet, you know, this game's not over yet. Which I thought it would be after that, honestly. He has 5,000 gold to spend on the Visage. Look at his net worth. This is unreal.
I think the Tide could have Essence Ring to survive there, by the way. But it's okay. It's fine. 11k lead all of a sudden.
It was a nice play.
Look at
Like,
these graphs.
did you see the nice play there where he passed off the cheese to the Tide at the start of the fight?
Yeah.
That was cool. Because Charlie knew he didn't have Doom, but Tide had Ravage, and they both lost mana to EMP, so
Time is money. Well-gotten gain.
nice.
Tornado just covering 1/3 of the map. That's okay.
For my coffers.
All right, we haven't done chat
Visage
interaction
going
this game,
refresh.
by the way. This is
Yeah.
Where's our chat
Well,
interaction?
what's the chat? What's the question? What do we got for chat?
Press 1 if you think 5 men can still come back and win. Press 2 if you think Nip are gonna win. Press 3 if you think Visage seems absolutely mental as a hero after watching these 2 games. Because, god damn, like I'm a believer now. I want to see Visage every game. It's actually so fun to watch. Like, this Nethershall as well did so much work for him at the start of this game. Like, and this, just like through until he got this Orb of
Dire
Destruction.
are scanning.
Yeah, and you were talking about this refresher before. Not only does he have the resummon for the birds, he's going to have double BKB, double Hex. Which might be really key against this Void. If they can get their Hex off onto him before he gets his BKB off, they just have the damage to blow him up instantly.
And then in chat, it's ninjas in pajamas. So what hidden village are they coming from? Village in the
What?
leaves, village in the waterfall, the mist.
Wait, what?
Naruto, man, come on. Where have you been all your
Is
life?
that some weird anime stuff? I mean, I
Tower
don't...
is under attack.
Gush back at Saberlight. He pops the Inkspill right on top of a Power Die. They'll get the Moonlight Shadow out. Now the Kraken Shell will pop,
Radiant's
as well as the
middle
Aeon
tower has
Disc.
fallen.
Yeah, they have to be a little bit careful here now they don't have the Aeon Disc, because now Tide's susceptible to this Chrono, right? And 5 men are doing a really good job of playing around their
Radiant's
ward
middle
vision here
tower
on the
is
high
under
ground.
attack.
These Visage birds are just hitting the base.
Radiant are scanning.
And you see, like, even though he has 3 birds, he doesn't want to resummon until he's in the middle of the fight. Because he wants to use the bird stuns and then resummon to have, like, the damage straight away.
Ooh, spear hits onto the Visage. Telekinesis coming through, but they've got the Phantom's Embrace onto the Mars. They'll follow that up with the Hex. Soul Assumption gets bounced back to Supreme. They've got the Lotus Orb on the Jibe. Grave Chill. Stolen by the Rubik. Impetus shots hitting Supreme, not doing that much damage.
It's going to resummon now, though. They want to try and wait for this second Roche, I think. Or is it second or third? I can't remember. I think it's second Roche.
Minotaur Horn. Does he? No, come on. You got Orbit Destruction. You're holding that, right?
Yeah, okay. it works
Minotaur
too well
Horn
with the birds, right?
or Orbit Destruction.
They could honestly give the Minotaur Horn to the Tide, which I'd be a fan of. Because like, it stops him from just getting like instantly blown up to magic damage from like Meteor and stuff as well, right? And it gives him the extra bit of strength, which is nice as well. He has Refresher queued up on the Tide now. And there's Refresher queued up on the Doom. There is going to be... My ears are going to burn when all the refreshers get popped at once.
Dire, look under your chairs. It's Refresher Orb for everybody.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And then Refresher Shard next to Roche. Everybody just has Refresher. Sunstrike comes in. Spear hits onto the Marauder. They get the kill on Era. Starstorm also stolen. Okay. So maybe Era doesn't get a Refresher.
Oh. I've patented the Marana level 25 Refresher build, by the way.
Stop.
You get 6 arrows. Dude, it's sick.
No!
Hey, just arrows everywhere.
In Swallow Lotus Orb, popping back the Phantom's Embrace as well as the Gush.
You can't kill the Ench.
Where are you going?
Like, she's so
Literally
tanky.
saying, come at me. BKB's been popped by Supreme. They go in with the Chronosphere as well as the Cataclysm coming through onto Supreme. They get the Clone of the Visage. He'll take him out for 100 seconds. He has buyback. Doom
Stolen Doom
forward, but there's the Ravage. Stolen Doom gets placed the other way. Charlie in trouble. He'll end up dead. 3 years got on the side of Ninja's Pajamas. Now they've got the Spear. It locks up Saberblade. He's already used the Ravage to get the kill on a 4. They'll take out Ninjas in Pajamas. They have buybacks available. But lo and behold, Roche, it's up.
Highlight is doing so much damage and so much work on this hero. Like, he can't ever get focused in these fights because they don't have enough raw magic damage to deal with him. Like, these Visage Birds are so slow at attacking. He basically just stands there and right-clicks people the whole fight. And there's nothing they can do.
Shard. So it would have been
Radiant are
3 Dooms. A lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s. 9 for Operator.
Has fallen.
I mean, they finally managed to chrono the Visage in a fight, right? That's the big thing there. Which is why I was considering whether the Visage might be going for something that just makes him more tanky instead of this Refresher. I mean,
the Lotus Orb has been clutch too.
Like, maybe if he builds Aeon Disc or something, his game's much better, but...
Dire's middle tower is under
I don't know.
Radiance, late Radiance. Oh my god.
That's a really late Radiance.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Down
attack.
goes the tier 3. Creeps pushing in bottom. They only have 1 tier 4 to work with. Visage. Is it time? Just buy out of the Boots of Travel and go bottom?
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Potentially. But probably not.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Arrow. Rubik being a magnet for that one.
These Dire creeps are in the base.
Come on,
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
They're in, and they're looking to grab the tier 4s. Somebody might have to get back for this. They'll pop the Lincolns. Now they've got the Tornado flying in. Doesn't hit on anything important. The BKB's been popping the Doom as well as the Mars. They've got themselves the Arena. Doom's not available for another 20 seconds. They'll use the Refresher. They've got themselves the Hex as well as the Soul Assumption. They got the first kill out on Ace. So now, Doom up in 14. It's not going to be up in time. They got the kill into the Enchantress. They'll take out Power Die. He'll buy back immediately. Now he's going to try and get back to the fight. He's also got to defend the base. They've got the Refresher Shard. He'll look as it's 15 seconds until the Chrono. So I don't think he wants to use the Refresher Shard until he's used the first Chrono. But they got themselves the Gush. He'll finally use it as well as pop the BKB. Ace on the run, but Link up in 7. Can Ace even get out of this? He's got some distance. He's got the time dilation. He'll get some space. Look at the tier 4 though in the Radiant base. It's down to 155 health.
And this is a big problem when these tier 4s go down, because then, all of a sudden your throne gets start chipping away and you hear that really annoying announcer voice that's like, your throne's under attack. That's the real worst part about it. Yeah, exactly.
I'll do an announcer all in that voice, by the way.
Would you?
Dire are scanning.
Yeah.
They still have Ravage here, remember, and they still have Doom as well. Obviously, with the refresher being used, he has Chrono up available again on Void, but...
They have double Doom. Well, Chrono was only on 15-second cooldown. It was kind of that he had to use
it was
the
at the
refresher
time,
shard.
yeah. At the same time, like, it's 100% worth it to make sure he gets out there, because the Void didn't have buyback. So...
My sprites are with us.
Radiant structures are fortified.
This is where Ninjas in Pajamas found themselves in a little bit of trouble last time. 6,000 gold for
These birds are in
Supreme,
trouble.
2,700 surplus. Birds slowed, birds dead. Birds on cooldown for 36 seconds.
They need to just run away here. Doom Illusion Escape. Illusion Escape, this might actually be the worst Illusion Escape lineup I've ever seen on the Dire. The Doom, Visage, Tide, Tricore. Hell yeah.
What was Shaco?
It's a nice Visage item if he wants it.
Does he take? Yeah, he's got the Minotaur
Yeah, he
Horn. Now
does.
he's got the Will of Shaco, but Minotaur Horn over Orb of Destruction?
Yes.
Everything.
I mean,
I guess 5.
1,200 HP over -4 armor? I think so. Especially against Chrono, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He can sell the Midas soon if he wants as well. He has 6.3k gold to spend. Like 3k is surplus after the buyback, so... I'm really interested to see what he buys. Like, this Aeon Disc might still be an option for him. Because the Chrono
Lever
is
for
the
the
biggest
Mirana.
issue. For Mirana.
Give it to, obviously, the Grimstroke.
Are they just getting all the right-click items on the Dire side without any right-click heroes? Illusion Escape? Leveler?
Could you imagine, though, the
Don't
Leveler
ask
worked with your
Annie.
familiars?
Let's not talk about that. What?
That would be...
This Visage needs to spend some gold.
Well, he's got
Ooh, Leveler for the
3,400
Void.
surplus. He needs to figure out what he wants. And figure out if he can afford it with buyback.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, all of a sudden they come out with an item that's just a credit card. Gaben credit card.
I mean, all it takes is one insane fight from either team, though, right? Especially because, I mean, do the Radiant actually have buybacks now? Yeah, they do. Okay. So it's just the Enches that's on cooldown from before.
Yeah, and Miranda doesn't have enough money for it.
Void is about to hit level 25, though, and this backtrack could be a big deal.
So Ags, instead of the refresher, go Ags Doom.
A BOT's on Visage? Right, okay.
That's what I said. Bots into the bottom lane, man.
Time is money.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at
I
this.
think he just... Does he just buy an Ag's Blessing, actually? I think that's probably the play. Obviously, after buyback. But
Look at this.
gets
illusion
4
escape.
birds. You BOT, then you have 4 birds to hit the buildings. That's
Yeah.
the real play.
You BOT, go down bottom, pop your BKB, have your birds take the tier 4s with you. If they
But he
die,
has-
refresher BKB, resum and go.
But we have to remember,
With
like,
double
he has a slot available because of the Midas still. That's something we said before, right? So...
No, you need that efficiency, man.
Oh, okay.
No, you
Better
don't.
buy Octarine,
Yeah,
then.
you're right. I'm not gonna even hold that hill.
Oh, Ravage?
Blink Ravage coming through. That's out on the Rubik as well as the Enchantress. They get the kill into Misery. He's dead for 74 seconds. The buyback. They look over at Pylai Die. They'll get the kill. He's dead for 2 minutes. No buyback. Big kills with, well, the Roche timer still minimum 2 minutes away.
I actually think Pylai dying there's a bigger deal than it should be, just because of how tanky and how much damage he's been doing in these
Yeah.
fights.
He just stands in front of everybody. Honestly, disgusting.
Yeah, he is going Ag's Blessing. That's insane. Wants to keep the Midas, dude. He knows this game's going on for another 30 minutes. So
Yes, efficiency. What does he have surplus-wise? He has enough for the Ags.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
you sell the
attack.
Midas.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Doom level 25. He's got the Infernal Blade damage now.
They're just trying to delay the birds from attacking here, but without the Ench, they're
Blink
lacking a
Arena,
little bit.
Spear hits onto the Visage, but where's the follow-up? Ace looking for his moment to go in. The Time Walk, use that Chrono, and get the Cataclysm down like
that's-
that! Visage is gone, the Andis is popped on the Tide Hunter, he pops the
They buy
liquids on
back,
the
though.
Ace. They bought back on the Visage. They'll look for the Inferno Blade. Charlie trying to find a Doom. Now he's tornadoed up into the air. Chessie coming over. The Ice Wall is down. They've got themselves the mid-center racks. They've got themselves the Doom out onto the Invoker, so he's got to back off out of this fight.
Stolen Doom.
Put onto Saberlight. Now the Time Walk forward once again, but you've got yourself your Ancient exposed. They'll pop the Refresher. They'll go for the Hex that's out into the Faceless Void.
Doom on Visage.
Now onto the Visage, but they just don't have the damage to get the kill. The Blink in with the Inferno Blade as well as the arrow hitting on the Jibe. They get the kill on the Mars. That is a loud car in my background, but they're still going to go for the Rubik on the low ground. Saberlight ends up dead. Jimmy's still gone for 105 more seconds. They'll buy back on the Tide Hunter. They get the kill on the Visage. He's dead for 2 minutes. Now they're in trouble without the Visage. This is the big problem for them. Inkswell coming in from Charlie, or onto Charlie. That pops right onto Ace. They'll use the Inferno Blade. They'll hope to hit the arrow. Saberlight blinks forward. He doesn't have Ravage for 24 more seconds. They look over at Chessie, who gets the Deafening Blast as well as the Tornado out onto the Doom as well as the Tide Hunter. Pilot die. He's trying to chase on this. Charlie gets killed off by Chessie. TP out from Era. Spiderlegs over. Chessie moving real quick. And without this Visage, problems arise for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Why doesn't he just buy an Aeon Disc? Like, I understand the play that they wanted to just bait out the Chrono onto the Visage. He buys back and they try and win the game straight away, right? But they gave away Doom. Misery managed to steal it when they used the Doom on the Invoker. And again, they just use it on the Visage as soon as he gets in the base. And yeah, now
Creeps are
they
pushing
can't.
in, though. Creeps are pushing in.
Yeah, but
Double damage.
they're not going to do enough damage before the Radiant get there. This Void has Chrono up again in 60 seconds. So by the
Can
time this
anybody get
Visage...
in there?
I think the Visage is the only one that deals enough damage.
They have Glyph.
Like, this is what I mean.
No.
By the time the Visage is back up again, they're gonna have the Chrono, and then you know he doesn't have buyback anymore because he used it before. And I think he's bought out for the Axe Blessing.
Vanish.
He has.
Oh my god! Next Chrono could just win the game.
They're going to go for the top tier 3. They'll set up for this. They've got a double damage on Ace. 4 heroes alive. Mars up in 20. Tornado comes in. That's going to hit on the Mirana. Era now under the Sentry Ward. Telekinesis. Lift him up. They'll steal Moonlight Shadow. And creeps are in the base. You need to be careful. TPing back will be the Rubik. Rubik's trying to defend, but Pili die. The anger of this Dire team is going into this Enchantress.
And she has buyback now though, so that's something. Even if she did die, which turns out she doesn't.
Roche, Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard, Ag's Blessing. I mean, Ag's would be amazing for Ace. They need to stop this because that's a time walk in that will mess up the entire fight on Ninjas in Pajamas. And I think if they get this,
Radiant are
the
scanning.
game gets hard. The game gets so hard.
They're trying to come over, right? Like you see the Radiant is scanning. Arrow's going to come into the pit.
Arrow comes into the pit, hits a Forge Spirit, and there it is. Ag's Blessing on the ground. Who's going to pick it up? Ag's Blessing goes to Ace, of course. He hasn't activated it yet. Creeps pushing in bottom, but they've got themselves the Aegis. They have the Ag's Blessing. The Refresher Shard as well for the... I mean, double Cataclysm, double Arena, double Chrono, whatever you want. Now it's like having...
now as well. Ooh.
Now it's like having the Ultimate Charge card. You could have whatever you like.
I mean, this is the real power play now because it's Visage versus Void. Which one of them is going to get gone on first? Is Doom going to go off onto Void first? Or is Chrono going to go off onto Visage first? Because if one of them dies here without buyback, the fight's insanely hard for the other team.
Time Walk Chrono! Ooh, on the 3! Cataclysm with the Arena. They get the kill on Misha. Now they get the double Chrono. That comes through onto Saberlight. They'll go over the Mirana. They get the kill on Era. They'll take him out. He doesn't have buyback. There's the Ravage as well as the Hex. They've got the Lincoln's Pop. They'll get the kill on the onto this Faceless Void. They've taken him out the first time. Here comes Pili Die as well as Jibe. They pop the BKB on the Visage. They'll look for the Spear, but it's not going to land. They try to get the Hex. They've got themselves the Refresher. They look over at this Faceless Void. Can they get this Void out? He time walks away. They go after the Mars. They've got themselves the Souls up. They get the gun to Charlie. Down goes Saberlight. 3 years dead on the side of
the cheese on the Mars.
Pajamas. And now they've got the cheese. They'll keep Ace healthy. BKB's been popped by Supreme. He needs to get out of this one with the Ice Wall down. They've got the disarm out of the Grid Stroke. Everybody's going to go down on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. If they're not too careful, but they go for the kill on the Mars. They get the kill on the Jibe. Now they'll go for the rest. But Ace, he's way too strong. They'll get a kill. They'll take out Supreme. It's a full team mark for the side of 5 men. And everybody gone on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas.
Oh my goodness. I thought that fight was going to go so poorly because the only hero they didn't catch in Chrono, I think, was the Visage. And Doom got stolen once again, by the way, down in the bot lane. He doomed up the Invoker on the side just after the Cataclysms came through.
Rubik's holding a Divine Rapier.
Why is Misery just bought a Rapier?
Excuse me?
Dude, they
Does
need
he
to
think
hit
they're
the
just going to
throne.
call
This is
GG?
it. Do they have buybacks on Dire though? No, they don't. So I mean, the game's over, right? Like they're just going to enter the base and win the game.
25 seconds till Mirana's up. I mean,
okay.
Dire's middle
They have
to
to
protect
as well. On Misery, hit the building.
yeah, Misery! All right, Glyph comes
Oh, he stole
down for
Grave
5
Chill.
seconds.
Oh,
Creep's
he's
not
like, guys,
pushing
don't kill all
in.
the creeps. Guys, don't kill all the creeps. I need to Grave Chill to hit with my rapier.
Familiar is helping to push bottom,
Yeah, it's not enough though.
but now they're coming back. They don't have Glyph. Do they have anything? Do they have an arrow? Do they have any way to stop this damage? It doesn't look like it. We're going to be going to a game 3. 5 men take the game.
Yeah, I was really surprised that fight went so well for them bot lane, but they just, like, they got the refresher shard off. Obviously, the Cataclysms were amazing, but yeah, when they brought back and the Visage was still alive after not using any Chronos, like, Visage was the only one that you knew definitely didn't have buyback, right? And they focus everybody else first. But yeah, I mean, really well played. I think especially by Misery this game. I think he got Doom at least 4 times, which is insane. I mean, you can point at Charlie and be like, how have you given Doom away so many times? Like, you need to hold Scorched Earth, but, you know, a game like this, there's so much going on.
Yeah, for sure. Or
That
even
was so-
War Stomp or something.
That was so crazy.
No, that was honestly, I'm like almost lost for words with how amazing that game was, because that was